This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I'd like to thank Steve Aldersley, Andreas Glacial, Ray Schuster, Andrew Graff, at HeartGirlVideo69 on Twitter, Andrew Corbin, Ben Loden, Identitech, Kurt David, Mark Ventura, Matthew McLaughlin, M. DeBelly, Music Addict, Rachel P. Smith, Richard, Will E., B. Jabber, David Mannion, James Hanley, Livitz, and Sam Gavshak for sponsoring this video, supporting me, my family, the channel. I appreciate it immensely, and I hope you all enjoy this video. I do one of them post-punk albums again. Why is he always doing that 80s post-punk music? I don't know. Hey, it's what started this whole thing, although it's technically 79 when Unknown Pleasures came out. 2018, such a long time ago it feels, but yet it feels like yesterday. Hello everyone, welcome to another album reaction. So this is poll number 27. That we're doing kind of right smack dab in the middle of our REM binge, which has been fantastic, by the way. Murmur, one of my favorite albums of all time, been listening to that a bunch, and we still have 5 REM albums left to go, so still trucking on through that. But for now, we are doing a poll album. This is poll number 27. The album, 4 albums voted for on my Patreon, which I will plug in a minute, and then the 4 albums were chosen by my Discord people, so I had nothing to do with any of these choices. But the one that won here, as you can tell, Ocean Rain, 47% of the vote out of 15 votes total, and yet I have 32 patrons. Why is it always half of you guys? I don't know. I appreciate the support. So yeah, Ocean Rain is the one that we are doing today. Very excited to get to this one. Been wanting to do it basically around the time I first started doing these reactions, so it's cool to finally get to this album here. For those who don't know, I do unedited reactions at my Patreon, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. For $5 a month, you can get access to unedited reactions from Modest Mouse going forward. That's April of 2021 that I started doing these. And including today's reaction, I think we're past the 50 album mark. So $5 a month would greatly support the channel, pay for the Vimeo hosting to host these unedited reactions. Because if I don't edit them for YouTube and they get copyright detected, let's just say things are getting worse as far as copyright stuff goes and getting blocked. So if you want to support the channel, watch the unedited reactions. That's the place to do it. Also, just $1 a month gets you access to voting in polls like this one, where you can help me pick a random miscellaneous album to kind of break up the monotony of artist discography binges. So patreon.com/AlexHeitz. And then also link to NordVPN in the description. They reached out, wanting to know if I wanted to be an affiliate, and I'm like, absolutely, because I love NordVPN. Great speeds, best prices out there, honestly, compared to other VPNs. It's just a really solid service. I'm very happy to be an affiliate with them, so if you would like a nice discount for the holiday season, go and check out NordVPN in the description. Encrypt your data and access things from other countries. Woo! Anyway. we got Ocean Rain here, Echo and the Bunnymen. This is their 4th album. People have been wanting me to do like a binge on Echo and the Bunnymen, to do more of their albums. I don't think I have them added to my list. Let me look. It doesn't look like it. But yeah, probably just like their first 4. I mean, I'm doing the Ocean Rain now, but I might do like Crocodile's Heaven Up There and Porcupine. After that, people don't really seem to care as much. But yeah, I listened to oh gosh, was it The Cutter off of Porcupine, the opening track? Yes, The Cutter, which was a pretty cool track. There's a song reaction. If I know my channel, I might link it in the comments down below if I can remember. It's interesting how they sort of seem to start as more of a neo-psych kind of post-punk band, which are 2 genres that make sense together, but for some reason I don't feel like I've ever quite come across that before, as far as like a more psychedelic tinged post-punk, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, this is Ocean Rain, 1984. Only 37 minutes long, 9 tracks. classified in that typical, 80s post-punk band with some jangle on there. Still have the Neo-Psych here. I've heard The Killing Moon off of this album, which is one of the best 80s new wave adjacent songs out there. Was used in a lot of movies, Donnie Darko most famously, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Yeah, Donnie Darko. It's been used all over the place. It's just one of the best post-punk songs of the 80s. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to add. Like I said, Killing Moon, only one here that I've heard as far as I know. So I'm eager to get started. I'm sure you are too. So let's go ahead and begin with the first track, Silver.
It's true through our clean eyes. Just look at you. Eyes blue, my hands untied. A world that's true through our lips.
Off to a good start. I know this was one of the singles off the album, Silver. I like the Baroque presence, the addition of the orchestra, the strings, really pleasant. Yeah, I like the chorus. Yeah, it's very like straightforward, not a whole lot to say about it, but super approachable, which is the way I like my 80s music, believe it or not. Yeah, good start. Let's keep trucking. Want to kind of get a more of a strong sense of this album. So let's go with Nocturnal Me.
Burns eternally, so take me in turn. Ice campfire, oh burning wood, in the world, eternally, forever yours.
So, it's gonna be like that, huh? You really think you can get away with it? Interesting, like, I don't want to say like flamenco or Spanish, but there definitely was like a flair to it, some kind of European flair that I can't quite pin down. Had a more like classical composition to it, but with like the gothic-y kind of post-punk. Interesting. So far I like the flow. The album flow feels good, like starting off strong with something approachable like Silver, and then feeling like we're dipping into something a little more nocturnal, Good. Let's keep going. Crystal Days. days. Interesting. Interesting, like, turn in the flow. Very simple, straightforward song. Not super, like, it's like less progressive than a normal pop song. Songs like this, like, I've come across certain folk songs from bands that kind of do this where they're sort of droney. Like that song had like very slow chordal rhythm. And I've noticed that here and there with certain songs. And usually I don't love them that much because the lack of change just doesn't really do it for me. Like if I want drone, I'll listen to something more ambient. But that was a short one. So maybe that's more of like an album flow kind of track. The Yo-Yo Man. Zim Zam Yo-Yo Man.
Froze to the bone. You know when heaven and hell collide, that all things on your skin of snow turn cold, cold. Collecting the bones of my friends tonight, sowing the seed of snow turn cold, cold as the wind.
This album is way more like orchestral than I thought it was going to be. I did not know that this was sort of their thing. Was it really like that like before on their previous stuff? Like I didn't feel like the Cutter had that. I don't know. It's a really interesting flavor though. It gives the music like it goes back and forth between like classical mood or composition and then interesting like gothic, darker post-punk stuff. And I can see why this like super popular. Did people really eat this album up when it came out? Because I could see that being the case. Because it rides like a kind of like the London Calling. Like it rides a good line between pop and like punk in that case. And then here you have the more gothic-y post-punk stuff. I don't know if I'm going to love this album. I'm probably going to think it's just pretty solid front to back. Obviously, Killing Moon kind of steals the show here, but I'm really curious to see what the B-side will sound like. So let's finish up the A-side with Thorn of Crowns. Thorn of Crowns.
My teeth on edge. You set my teeth on edge. You think you're a vegetable. Never. You are a dying breed. You are a dying breed. Blue horizon for everyone. Wait. Oh, my thorn of crowns inside out.
So far, like there's something really like attractive or magnetic, I should say, about like the Killing Moon's not only really great instrumentation and production, but it has a very strong melodic presence. Some of these previous tracks have not had that melodic strength to it, I would say. which is part of the nature of Gothic rock in some ways, I would say, or make an argument for. But the instrumentation has been really interesting. Like the woodwind instrument, or like it sounded like I don't even know what that was on the previous track, and then like the really cool, I assume that's guitar in the chorus on this one. The song structures have been like some of the highlights so far, as well as just the really cool choice of instrument and tone on the tracks too. Okay, so now we're going on to the next side, obviously, Killing Moon. We've all heard it. Great song. Let's listen again. Ba-da-dum.
I saw you so soon, you'll take me unwillingly, my fate up against your will through. Will come too soon. Fate. I saw you so soon, you'll take me. I'm unwillingly mine.
It's just good. It's just very nice and very good. The thing that I find so fascinating about that song is that, like, for the most part, it follows a very, I wouldn't say it is basic, but it's not common, but it's a basic chord structure. But then in the chorus, you have the tonic, and then it goes to the minor fourth, which adds a really interesting flair. And what's his name? Ian McCulloch is able to weave a very nice melody over the top of that minor fourth. And then, so the song just kind of feels like it's sort of like gypsy music or something. That maybe that's the flair that I'm getting from some of these songs. I don't know what's the mode of the gypsy music mode. Will it tell me what the mode is? Hungarian gypsy scale, double harmonic minor. Sure. I don't know. Is that correct? Anyway, yeah, so I'm eager to see what the B side of this is going to be like, because the A side, it had good flow, although like Yo-Yo Man and Thorn of Crowns were a little like odd. And I've noticed that a lot of like 80s albums seem to end on like a kind of clunky A side ending, just tonally or like flow wise. So let's see what Seven Seas is like.
Stab us all singing, good news they're bringing. Oh well, glad to see my face feeling. Where's the sense in stealing without heaven seas, swimming there so well. And smashing my mirrors, turning to see if you're cowardly. But seven seas, swimming out.
It's a better version of Crystal Days. That was really good. Super approachable, kind of like Silver. Maybe like an ounce more than Silver. Really good. It's like the Killing Moon, but not spooky. It's just good. All the strengths of the Killing Moon, but not spooky. That's all I got to say. My Kingdom, penultimate track.
You want me to listen to brawn and to brain when the truth's in the middle. Burn the skin off and climb the rooftop. I will be done. Kingdom, kingdom, nose off and make it the most of. Kingdom,
It's kind of torn on that one, but started with like the Untitled from Disintegration synth organ thing. Interesting. Not as good as Killing Moon or Seven Seas, but good B-side, kind of a B-side of an album kind of track, I think. Going down into this final track, Ocean Rain. Let's see how this closes out, and then I'll talk kind of more about the album as a whole here.
now my hurricanes. Can you hear its tender frame? Screamings on deck at dawn, sailing to. Now your hurricane brought down. You hear its tender frame screaming from beneath, sailing to sadder shores. Your port in my heavy storms harbors the. Now my hurricane brought down and so. All hands on deck.
Well, geez. Ocean Rain. Well, that one, very nice outro track. Really leaning on the orchestra there. Kind of like, I was going to compare it to a track, but I forget which one did this. Was it Nocturnal Me? I don't know. But a good case in point of them like doing interesting stuff with chords that isn't like so weird and crazy that like it's a little off-putting, but it fits very well in the kind of ethos that they're trying to live in here. Yes, Ocean Rain. Good album. This is a good album. I would say least favorites are Yo-Yo Man and Thorn of Crowns, but not by much. My Kingdom and Nocturnal Me, I'm also a little uncertain of. Crystal Days was okay. Highlights are probably Silver, Killing Moon, Seven Seas, and Ocean Rain, I would say. But yeah, nice, tight little 37-minute post-punky album. Really interesting for 84 as well, because I can see them sort of toying with certain gothic-y post-punk sounds here, as well as dipping into the jangle pop. That The Cure would kind of start exploring around this time. What were they did Head on the Door in 85, right? What were they doing in they didn't do anything in 84, right? It was 82 to 85 that they did the break between Pornography and Head on the Door. Is that right? I think so. I'm looking real quick. Oh, The Top. They did The Top in 84. Which is also post-punky neo-psych stuff. Is The Top kind of like Ocean Rain? Is that the missing link? Yeah, but I mean, having not heard The Top yet, which I will be doing The Top and Bloodflowers way down the line. I will get to those, I promise. This does seem kind of like leaning closer to what The Cure are going to be doing. So like I said, don't know if they were really experimenting with these sounds at that point as far as The Cure, what they were doing. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense with these genres. Again, it's like I like the Missing Link history kind of historical sounding albums where I listen to it, I'm like, makes a lot of sense. It fits where it does, and I can see it being a big album, very important. I didn't love it front to back, but maybe on like re-listens, I'll kind of warm up to it a little bit. And while I think The Killing Moon is a fantastic song, it's not one of my favorites, because it does lean harder on the gothic stuff, which I do have a soft spot for. I just don't go to it all the time because it kind of bums me out. But I love it in principle and sometimes emotionally as well. But I'm going to stop rambling. Ocean Rain, done. There it is. And we will be getting back to REM with Life's Rich Pageant quite soon. Okay, everyone. That's it. That is it. We did the album. I enjoyed it. Are you happy now? Yeah, things to plug. Yet again, we got the Patreon, patreon.com/AlexHaitz. $1 a month, access to voting in these polls. Helps support the channel. Also helps support the channel at the $5 level, and you can watch videos unedited, of which there are quite a bundle. Also, got to plug the Discord, link in the description for that. Like I said at the front of the video, the Discord people chose this album. I should shout out who picks the winning album when I do these. I'll go and look real quick. Yeah, we got music discussion, recommendations, Topster charts, memes, all of the good stuff over here. Let's see, Patreon poll voting. Who submitted this one? Kafka77 voted for this one, and it got 5 votes overall. So well done, Kafka. You did it. Hooray. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. This video is coming out day before Christmas, actually. It's coming out on Christmas Eve, which is kind of nuts. So I hope you all have fantastic holiday season, and I hope to see you all in the new year. I will be posting very soon a video kind of updating, just like a life update of like where I am as far as like job and career stuff goes, how it's going to affect the channel going into the new year, and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more live streams, song reactions, all the fun stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate your patronage immensely. And until next time, Godspeed.